Do not let them tell you today that we allowed this genocide to go unchallenged without voicing our opposition to what Israel is doing. We showed up in our thousands today in Austin to let them know that we are watching what Israel is doing and we are horrified.
We make a pledge right here today to stand and to be organized in support of the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement.
Revolution, free the oppressed, and put the real criminals under arrest. From the north to the south, east to the west, put your fist up, time for protest. Free Palestine from the Zionist blitz. No war, it's a massacre, they murdering kids.
Hey, Israel, you can't hide!
We charge you with genocide! No justice, no peace! But genocide, Hamas, they beat the blame, cause they fight for the freedom of their people and domain. All we see is terrorism, an excuse for the slain.
The true promised people from among every religion are those who make themselves ambassadors for a world with human rights and dignity for all.
Over 1,000 murder civilians, but all that you hear is that they murder some militants. Obama, don't speak, give your guns to billions. We know that your cats don't support the Palestinians. Come on now, everybody make a difference. This ain't a military war, they kill infants. No benevolence, no defense. Free Palestine from what the world commends.
This is a systemic problem. The thing that is happening in Gaza today is merely a concentrated form of what the Palestinians suffer every single day for the last 60+ years. It is merely happening faster and in a more deadly way, but it is the thing that every Palestinian has endured for 60+ years. It is also what the Iraqis have endured since the bombing and occupation of Iraq. It is also what the Afghans have endured since the bombing and occupation of Afghanistan. It is what is happening everywhere the United States sets its imperialist flag. That is what is happening.
Over 90% of the children of Gaza have seen a dead person. 93%. Can you imagine that almost every child in Gaza has witnessed the death of someone they know?
We demand the International Criminal Court and the International Court of Justice take the Israeli war criminals to justice for the crime of genocide. We are here together to say we demand an arms embargo on the state of Israel. We demand an end to the occupation and we demand an end to racism.
Listen to what the people in the Knesset have been saying. They say we need to cleanse Gaza. Listen to what they say when they say Palestinian mothers give birth to snakes and should be eliminated. Listen to what they say. They make their case very clearly that they are about the genocide of Gaza. They have no problem saying it, but on television when they come here to the United States, they say it is about defending themselves. We must call these out for lies.
Martin Luther King, whose legacy and his fight still continues today. He says, "We do not have much time. The revolutionary spirit is already worldwide. If the anger of the peoples of the world at the injustice of things is to be channeled into a revolution of love and creativity, we must begin now to work urgently with all peoples to shape a new world."
Show me what democracy looks like!
Show me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like! Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Worst part about all of this are the vicious lies that have been said on the media about why this is happening. First, Mr. Netanyahu said the reason they had to invade Gaza was because 3 Israeli kids had been kidnapped. Lie. He knew right away that those kids had been killed. He drummed up for days racist hatred in Israel, set out lynch mobs where people roamed the streets and caught any Arab they could, lit one on fire. Lies, President Netanyahu, lies.
We are still such a racist society, locking people up, putting them in jail, denying them resources. So how can we see what's happening in Gaza without struggling for justice here at home?
President Obama has said, and I quote, "Innocent civilians are caught in the crossfire here to weigh on our conscience. We have to do more." Well, I appeal to you, Mr. Obama, don't do more. Please, Mr. Obama, don't do more, because when he does more, he gives more weapons, and he gives millions of our money to the Israeli war machine. No, Mr. Obama, if this is how the death of our families weighs on your conscience, then please, don't do more.
100 mosques have been destroyed. A number of hospitals have been targeted. Islamic universities. We cannot imagine that you finally close your eyes at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., trying to sleep through the loud noise and the loud bangs. And then all of a sudden, that bang, that boom, gets louder. And there are just screams. And your son is dead. Your daughter is dead. All of them wiped out.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Gaza!
Lie number 2, that this is about Hamas rockets. Lie. Absolute lie. These rockets, which they have the absolute ability to make completely harmless. These rockets, which have done nothing at all comparison to what Israel does on a daily basis now in Gaza. Absolute lies.
We stand with the governments of Latin America, from Ecuador to El Salvador to Bolivia to Brazil to Venezuela to Chile to Peru to Cuba, who have expelled their ambassadors from Israel. We stand with the president of Bolivia, Evo Morales, who said Israel is a terrorist state.
By standing with the people of Gaza, you are standing with the Jewish people. Because how can we, the Jewish people who know the Holocaust, how can we witness what is happening and not be present to say, not in our name? I learned from the rabbis of my youth that never again means never again for anyone. Never again does not mean never again just for the Jewish people. It means never again wherever human rights are being violated.
Every single bomb that falls in Gaza is a school that is not built in the United States. Every single bomb that falls in Gaza is healthcare that is not delivered in the United States. Every single bomb that falls in Gaza are roads, bridges, and jobs that do not happen in the United States.
The security services of this country, they are looking for terrorists. They're even creating terrorists to arrest. We have terrorists for them. It has a 3-letter acronym. It's called the IDF, being supplied by the Pentagon. They kill, they maim, they lie, they deceive their populations. They terrorize children, women. These are the real terrorists. If you ask any of those children who terrorized you, they will say that Israel terrorized us, that the United States terrorized us, the government, not the people. You are the United States of America. You are the people of the United States.
Lie number 3, that this is about Hamas. Lie. Why in the 1980s did Israel back Hamas against the PLO if now it wants to say Hamas is a problem? They knew what the Hamas Charter was. They have always known what the Hamas Charter is. It has not changed over the last 20 years. Lie number 4, this has anything to do with tunnels. Lie. They have known where those tunnels are for years. They have known exactly what those tunnels are for. When you put a people under siege, how in the world are they supposed to get food and medicine except through tunnels? Lie, Netanyahu, lie. All of this has been lies. This has nothing to do with making Israel safe. This has nothing to do with Israel defending itself. This has everything to do with the Zionist project, which has been the ethnic cleansing of Palestine since 1948 to the present. This is a continuation of that policy. We have to understand it as such. Everything else that they have been telling you is a lie. These lies are made possible by the government of the United States. They are made possible by not only the 100% of the senators who voted in support of Israel and to continue aid to Israel. It is being made possible by a media which slavishly repeats these lies, which allows Netanyahu to get on television and repeat these lies. We must remember that this is a problem that is funded and supported fully in the United States.
The weak, if they are to protect themselves, have to pick up a stone or a pistol. But the strong can kill by writing a law. The dead of the strong are called victims of terrorism. The dead of the weak are called collateral damage. As an American, I was taught to see this world through the eyes of the strong. I was taught to see the world through the eyes of the colonizers. Our violence was order, and the resistance against our violence was seen as disorder. We cannot see through the fog of war unless we learn to stop seeing through the eyes of the strong and begin to see through the eyes of weak, which is the eyes of our humanity. We need to realize that war is seldom started because of religion. War is seldom started because of hatred. It is usually started because somebody wants something and takes it, and the hate comes later. We need to teach people to realize that it doesn't matter who did what when. What matters is who has power and who doesn't. What matters is who has human rights and who does not. What matters is who has access to their own land and who does not. If we follow the path we are on currently, it will mean the demise and the misery of all of us.
Yesterday, the Obama administration declared that the Palestinian resistance actions of abducting and invading Israeli soldier was a barbaric action. It seems President Obama and his administration consider the abduction of an invading soldier from an occupying army to be barbaric. But the massacre of more than 1,600 Palestinians in their neighborhoods, in their homes, in their schools, in their hospitals, in their playgrounds, on their beaches is not. 300,000 children in Gaza have lost either their home or a loved one. 6 out of 9 hospitals in Gaza are closed, and Israel is threatening to attack the rest. But entire neighborhoods have been destroyed, labeled what one journalist called apocalyptic. Barbaric is we have 500,000 missiles dropped on an area smaller than 260 square kilometers. Barbaric is the siege that has been imposed on Gaza since 2005 and the fencing off of Gaza since 1995. The objective of this siege is deliberately to destroy the economy of Palestinians in Gaza, to cripple them, to break them. That, Mr. Obama, is barbarism.
If nothing else, the last month has convinced all of us that we have to commit ourselves to ending this oppression, ending this racism, ending this barbarism, and that Israel will get away with it if we do not step in to stop them. Because the powers that be in this country have already taken their side, and their side is with Israel. We have to organize our power to fight them as well.
Hitler and Israel all the same?
Only difference is the name.
In 48 they made a forced nation. The plantation began evacuation. For Palestine we have an obligation to do what we can to end the occupation.